All right, so Crazy Train put up a video, and it's regarding Heather Gillespie. It's the one she put up on August 16, 2024. And this is just a quick review of it because I ain't got time. I'm at work, Heather and Xavier. See, I actually work, something you need to be able to do. All right, so long and short about you complaining that a one bedroom at what Harlem and Montrose is $1,400 a month. But at the same time, earlier in this video, you said that you had an apartment and it was a two bedroom, right? Even though you had three kids, two girls, one boy. So that means you got them sharing a bedroom where you got the boy in the bedroom with you. And technically, I don't even think that's right to have intergender mix in the same bedroom, right? But that's one thing. But the other thing with that is that a two bedroom apartment, three kids. That's the first thing. Second thing though is that was in Orlando Rubio's basement or his parents' basement. His parents, who were immigrants, since you got a problem with immigrants, just keep that in mind. All right, so you all high and mighty, but at the same time, the only place that you could live is underneath some or up underneath some immigrants. Same people you talk about you hate. Even so, they were charging you a reduced rate, or you were splitting that with Orlando, right? And you were there for how many years on top of that? And only so because you had a kid with the dude. If you didn't have a kid with the dude, his parents wouldn't keep you there. You know what I'm saying? You'd be out on your ass, just like how your family didn't take care of you or allow you to stay out. Diane, Stacy, the whole of them. Either way, what else you say? What else you say in the video? I'm just going because I'm just listening to it again, trying to give a quick review. When I get home, I'm gonna do the whole thing like Mama Bear do, just play the whole video and go through it. But what else you say? Yeah. I was gonna say this. If you were in Xavier, 5 months you guys had it in the Salina Motel. 5 months. Talk about 1,400 too much. You had about 4.5, 5 months to save up that money. Even if you and Xavier worked a minimum wage job, you would have been had first and last. Even worst case scenario, if it took you 3 months to make first and last, you'd have still been 2 months up on rent. You know what I'm saying? But all this time, you had Whole Foods, you at CVS, you at Ulta, you in all these high-end stores buying all this money. Talk about, oh, I need donations, sponsors, where you at? I need donations, sponsors, help. And you taking Xavier's SSI money and going into Ulta and all this and high-end stores and shit. You know what I'm saying? So, Heather, you being irresponsible and careless with your money and your time is why you are where you are. And until you realize that, even though reality is punching you in the face, left, right, center, you find everything to blame on everybody else except for your goddamn self. And that's why you are where you are. And the worst thing is, you got Xavier with you. You dragging him down with you because if Xavier didn't have a check, an SSI check and food stamps, you wouldn't keep him around. And that's obvious. That's facts, and you know it. And I was going to say this, Heather. You know a simple solution, you being 37, take your foolish ass, I ain't even going to say retarded, take your foolish ass down to the National Guard. Take your foolish ass, I don't even know if you qualify, but they may make an exception. Take your fat ass down to goddamn Job Corps. You know what I'm saying? You and Xavier. If they'll accept you, but they'll probably make an exception. Right? And I'm confident because even that mother's place who you refused to go to when you were up in the tent, they had job assistance for you. You know what I'm saying? But you didn't want to take it because you couldn't bring Xavier, and without Xavier, you can't have access to his food stamps and his SSI check. But that's just you. You know what I'm saying? You put money and free food ahead of the West End when you were pregnant with them. But that just shows you, that's just evidence for DCF why you can't have none of them kids. And even if it ain't even Job Corps, you could National Guard, the Army, do anything. Do something. You say you need help from the government. Help the government join the goddamn National Guard, Heather. It ain't gonna kill you. Tell Xavier to join the damn Coast Guard. You don't want to live with 6 other women in one bedroom? Okay, join the National Guard. You know what I'm saying? You want to lose weight? That's a quick way. PT is going to be good for you. Basic training is going to give you some structure. Speaking of structure, you talk about you want to live in Singapore. Heather, you're truly clueless. You know what happened to a person like you in Singapore, anywhere in Southeast Asia, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Jakarta. Well, isn't that Jakarta is in Indonesia? But I'm just saying, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, all them places, Philippines. Heather, you wouldn't last a week. You spit on the ground, or you put chewing gum on the sidewalk, they light your ass up. So go ahead. You are a modern Western woman, and I think the red pill community needs to know about you, because you are hell-bent on just extracting resources from men while doing nothing for yourself. You are the quintessence of the modern Western woman, and it's a crying shame, because you have taken what certain women do to certain men, i.e. Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, and you just take that to a new level, because at least Amber Heard was willing to get off her ass. But you, Heather, it seems like you think that you have a right to government money, Luis Sanchez and Orlando Rubio's money, and Dylan Smith and their resources, just because you lay on your back. You know what I'm saying? At least other women who do this, at least they're willing, somewhat willing. But I don't know. You know, something just popped in my mind. You try to be like some of these basketball wives, like these Real Housewives of Pacific Gardens, but I think you're worse. And someone needs to do a meme of that. Real Housewife of Pacific Gardens, of Heather in a ballroom gown. How you gonna be in a ballroom gown, but at the same time you provide nothing for your children? No legacy for your children. You ensure they don't have no health care, no insurance, no life insurance, nothing. Heather, you're a disgrace. Don't worry, I got several songs lined up. I just got to put the lyrics and record it, but trust me, that Heather music coming, Heather. You a goddamn disgrace. Get a goddamn job and tighten up.